And in fact, our next reader was just such a student when he was at ECU several years ago. Kevin Dublin is a 2018 finalist in the James Applewhite Prize, and his poem Divorce was published in the NCLR 2019 print issue. Kevin is the author of the chapbook How to Fall in Love in San Diego, which was published by Finishing Line Press in 2017. Kevin is currently living in San Francisco, where he is the director of the Elder Writing Project, a community-based outreach program of the Litquake Foundation. He also serves on the board of the Bay Area nonprofit Quiet Lightning and curates the Living Room reading series and Salon, a space for intimate poetry performances, ideas, and conversation about difficult community topics. He holds an MFA from San Diego State University, an MA from ECU, where he was selected as the department's most outstanding graduate student when he graduated, and a BA and BFA from UNC Wilmington. His poetry has appeared in Rogue Agent, Menacing Hedge, Poetry International, The San Franciscan, Syzygy Magazine, The Cincinnati Review, and more. Kevin is a Writer Studio Ralph Dickey Scholar, and he's currently finishing a full-length manuscript with the generosity of the San Francisco Arts Commission. Welcome, Kevin.
Hello. Thank you for that introduction. That was beautiful. I think it's great to and wonderful work. So I love hearing it in your voice. I'm going to begin with the poem Divorce, which is, as mentioned, in the 2019 issue. So Divorce. He caches good judgment in the same bag as love for his enemy. Reach for one and grab the other. Disorder is the source of many mistakes, the last of which was simply loving. The warped reflection of face in the doorknob covered by hand, closing a room emptied of its dark corners. Full moon glow washes through windows, the whole floor, with no furniture and only memory of shadow. Bars of a crib against a far wall. Crawl of static through monitor. Scrapbook pages cry cut and turned over. Now just freeway whoosh, scratching, screen mesh. His first step, frictions into the long hallway. Walls closer than when he entered. Ears pierced by the needle silence. A heavy ring. Fault, divine, and a crow's caw, or maybe it's less. When he empties his bag, he'll place each item with more care. And so that's Divorce, and that's kind of a leaving poem, or an exit kind of poem. And this poem, Origin, was written in as part of a project called West Oakland, West Africa. We're paired with writers in Nigeria for that section. And so this is written. The first line from this is, we were exchanging. The last line of your poet partner's last line will become your first line. So this is with Ifeanyi Chukwu of Lagos. This is called Origin. Intoxicate minds of all who lift them, says my cousin. Or was it my brother? Or was it another, or anyone at all? I've come from a place where memory slips as easily as fingers across a silk dreadlock head wrap. I come from loblolly pines lining the highway, from the taste of smoke from a backyard barbecue even when you don't eat meat. I come from train whistles and routine rumble shaking humid bedroom between evening Junebug songs and a radio tuned to Foxy 107, 104. Gray fox, squirrel, flying squirrel, white-tailed deer that call this land home. Land green with grasses, with cotton and tobacco fields ancestors would work. And gold and mud they would walk across as much as they would swim in. The Noose, a river that the Nusiak people once tended. The Noose, a river my father learned to swim in his youth as much as what he barely escaped. The Noose, now polluted with decades of hogwing, thousands of nitrogen-sick fish sunbathe along shores. I come from the earth, like seedlings radical work to claim March sun and say, this is my light. Have you ever seen a yellow daffodil open up? I come from exodus and bloom, from searching for the difference between to heal and to cure, from a 40-year-old pregnant after another miscarriage, from neurodivergence and beginnings anew, from the kunk of skateboard wheels over sidewalk cracks on Wilmington and Greenville nights and afternoons, head bobbing between headlights behind shrubs. I come from the Mars dust-tone gleam of a street drummer's skin in the sun, from the pattern in a mother's skirt as she leads her toddler to dance to the beat on Market Street in San Francisco, from the sun greeting somewhere behind fog and Bay Bridge expanse. I come from a nod to every black man I pass, from Brian and Bill in San Francisco to Telegraph Ave and 18th Street at Cafe Van Cleef in Oakland. From a year of pandemic growth, untwisted to lock fit together, 10 years which begin with Miss Angie, Oakland's finest loctician, and end in hands that first braided in Senegal. I come from an '03 extending beyond 60 seconds at the end of a digital clock when the police pull me over. From two officers' hands over holster as a murder of crows scatter from lampposts like a dark dandelion blown by exhale and summer wish with a gin. I come from a place where making a living means more than fighting for rights, and it was designed to be that way. Like a cypress tree with roots deep in dark swamp, it's hard to resist when you must prioritize survival. I come from laughter and long embraces from aunties, from the rustle of a few dollars from a soup pocket into a collection plate, as you brought me from a mighty long way, tenderly escaped smiles of the alto section of choir. From look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, I said that I want you to say neighbor, he brought me from a mighty long way. So one more poem, and this is, it's called Each Night in Elegy, and it is for my great aunt, Teresa Blackwell, who passed me. Was born, actually, I think was born July 23rd, 1933, and passed, and is now, returned to the universe November 27, 2017. Each night, an elegy. Each day I come and I move towards some climax and have faith in an ending. This day, another day gaslit by a nation. This ending, a mouth finishes gnawing off its own leg to exit a glue trap. Blood slick smears linoleum, pulp like a memory. Lover, when lying on our backs in bed and when no other parts of our bodies touch, don't mind my foot hooking around your ankle. I'm grounding to fetch silence beneath cacophony. Scratch of ocean wave against beach from white noise machine and breezes sneak through window weathering tape. I love isolating it. Your breathing, the long and heavy inhale, exhale, which never seems to end, tied to another inhale. Each night, distant hawks drown out by hum of lamps dropping streetlight. Incandescent buzz becomes Embarcadero on-ramp whoosh. A Honda Civic push into wind, exiting the drift from behind a semi-truck turns into the waves of my sleep playlist on low. Finally, I can focus on your heartbeat. With each faint thump, I know my heart pumps more slowly. Muscles unflex from their work and loosen. It's like the brain does a plank above the body, starts arranging the day and traces memory. The surface of my gums raised from heavy flossing, location of a clothing receipt misplaced in that space as I remember the photo I came across today. My mother's aunt and I in our only photo together. You took it. You met her the way you could never meet my mother, alive, though cancerous, she smiled. Still. Being alive, she grinned with that curve of upper lip always bent in, ready to say grace. I'm so grateful she taught me to believe I was handsome by simply saying it. Even after that seventh grade fight with busted lips from a bully who kept calling me green and pulling my shirt. Dear Auntie, your smile was the same after a well-sung hymn, after some well-worded advice and a rhetorical, huh? How many ways can we grow through the power of repetition? I was listening, intently moved by you at the semi-truck tires on the freeway. Where have you gone? My last memory of you asking if I could visit while you lie in hospice as I exited a BART train in the city 3,000 miles away. Now I'm on the margin of sleep, noticing my partner's foot twitch. I'm breathing more slowly, and my heartbeat matches hers. For the few seconds I'm awake, we keep the same time. I wonder if we all simply move in the same direction. The young heiress who believes the bay is a meritocracy. Ocean tides rise to become more ocean. The galaxy tumbling through intergalactic way. The universe rotating and expanding. Aunt Teresa closing her eyes for the final time. We can't stop moving, any of us. We have traveled from some universal atoms throughout time and space to end up here and human until we make it to the next.